bash script, as the hacker or a system administrator, of course, you have to be able to write your script because you'll be needing to automate commands sometime. And also, this we are going to focus on this crash course, and we'll be focusing on this shell is interface between user and operating system, as I said before, because it will be acting like a middleman between the operating system and you as the user. So, and we have this shell and this C shell and born again shells, which normally as bash. And in Kali, we have this Z shell and both this born again. So I think we are going to jump onto our writing our first bash script. So another thing we have to know is that you have to tell your operating system which interpreter you are going to use by identifying that you have to include this line of code before you create your bash script. So what I'm going to do, let me enter into my Kali. Oh, so okay, we are going to create our first script. So let me go to cd class and search directory. Let me create it. Okay, dear.
Can you help zoom in for me?
What?
To zoom.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
this.
think.
I hope
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can see. Let's go to the class for us to keep our things organized. So you're going to create our first bash script. So what I'll do, let me use nano, right? Nano first, and of course you have to be having extension of sh. So what I will do, on your first line of code, you have to include this one, which is going to tell our which kind of interpreter we're going to use. So what I will do, I will type like shift uh, and bin bin bash. Because if you remember in our previous chapters, we have seen that you see like we are in the directory of binaries and we are calling this bash
Yeah.
because this bash is the one you are going to execute this command. In other words, make it simple, you are calling the terminal itself in our code. So
Oh.
let's write, for example, our first, like, let's write like hello, hello world. Yeah, simple programs like, and here we will be not needing like semicolons. So, and then let me save that. So now we created our program. As you can see, it's right here. But you can ask yourself, you cannot, if I type like first, let me try to execute it. First.sh, it's being executed without the permission. So I'll be wondering how. Let's check for what kind of permission does it have. LSL. Yeah, that's how you'll be able to execute it. I hope you can see that.
Yeah. So you cannot use cat to execute, or you just
Cat, no,
use.
cat. To use cat means that you are going to display what's inside it.
Oh, now you are. Oh, now is not lack of file, but it's like something you wanted to run, like to
Yeah,
execute.
yeah, I hope now you can see the difference. Means that here I've executed it by using bash interpreter, and cat it will only show me like what's inside. You see that it will show me even if the
Oh
yeah
yeah,
what
you
I have there. So
you show the code.
yeah, let me try to do like first dot sh. Yeah, telling me permission is not vertically. Yeah, why do we have this command not found?
I don't know.
You know what? You see that
No.
here we checked, we tried to execute it by using bash,
Mm.
and it have been executed, but it's not yet have the permission to be executable so that you can execute it without calling this bash.
Oh.
Because if you check right here, be seeing that there is no user who have permission to execute it directly. What you do is that we are going to set permission to make it executable. I hope you remember how we can make it executable. Tell me.
Yeah, so like you have already started, you say change mode, and if you like execute, if you want to execute it for the group, the owner of the group and
I want only for this
the
user, Kali.
only for this user. So the user, it will be the first set, and you just make it. Four is for read. Three is for no. Two is for write, and one is for execute. So if you want to, since there is read, where is it? Yeah, I don't know. Since I think there is read and write there, so for you to add execute, you just make it, you should add one, or you just make it 777. Then it will go for everything.
Okay, if I do 7 means that all users and group I'll be giving them permission to execute it. But if I use only 1 7, I'll be giving this person, the Kali, the permission, all permissions, right?
Yeah.
But if I do ls again, you see that we got an executable, and now we have we have green card to execute it, and they're telling me permission. If I type like sudo, you see that now I'm able to execute it, right?
Yeah.
But here I see that it shall crashed because it doesn't have those permission to be executed. Okay, let me clear that. So I've done that, and of course I have to say to give it permissions. We have done that. So, and here's how you can run it. I've seen it. So, and here you can add like adding functionalities with variables and user input. Here we're going to create like a program which takes like user input and display like a message to him.
Okay.
So what you are going to do is that I'll be coming back into my Kali. Of course, we'll be still using our first sh, but now I have to edit it with sudo because so I think I've seen how to declare variable in our previous chapters. Because if you come down here, we are going to, this is the second bash script which you are going to prompt user input and place the input inside the variable and display the variable content in the string. For example, I'm going to ask, what is your name? what chapter are you on the on this book, and if I type read means that I'm going to read the input, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I will do output by using welcome, and I call that variable, and also I call the chapter to display what the user inputted. So let's simply implement that. So let's call it, let's add another line of code like Chrome, or what is your name? Simple as that. And then after we ask the user what's his name or her name, we are going to read name.
So read.
Simple as that. Just read the name means that we are going to read what input is inside. The input.
Also, read is the command that display.
No, it's for reading what the user inputted.
Okay.
So, and again, we are going to echo after ask you what's your name, and let me ask you like, tell me the question you want. You can ask the person.
What's your name? Yeah, you just go to the chapter of the book.
What is chapter are we on? Simple as that. To make it look good, okay, that looks well. So, and I'm going to read again like the chapter, and after all of that, I have to make the output like echo. You are, let me welcome the person. You welcome, and then we call the name. You remember, if you do like this $sign, means that you're going to call like the variable.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I will do like you welcome, and then the name. And another thing is what?
You are welcome, and say to you are welcome. Then the name is there to chapter. Yeah. So
I think I have to call like chapter here. Like chapter.
yeah. So I think that anyways, but it's just a practice. But I think the chapter is supposed to come after the variable calling the variable is supposed to come after the name, because you are welcome to example Emmanuel, you are welcome Emmanuel to chapter 7. So now 7 will be the chapter that we'll call.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let me do like that. Chapter.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So let's save this. Yes. And of course, let's execute this. So that, what's your name? Emmanuel. What chapter are we on? 7. Yeah, but you see that it's not making like any kind of the output. So
It's echo Emmanuel.
let's check back here. So let's put space there and let's save. And, am I saving? Control X, yes. No. Right, so let me execute it. What's your name? Emmanuel. What chapter we on? 7. And we see that it's going to tell me, you welcome Emmanuel to the chapter 7.
Yeah.
I hope now you're understanding how to read the user input, right?
Mm-hmm.
So another thing we are going to see is but here, as you can see, they here in this kind of codes, you can see that they put this kind of how do they call this? Quotation marks? Is it quotation? I don't know.
Yeah, there are quotation marks.
Yeah, and they call the name and another one to the chapter and this ones in order to call the variable as itself without calling it the way you called it here. Like if I try to use this method, like if I try to use this method and I put a name like this again, and let's save that. Yes, and let's execute it. What's your name, Emmanuel? Chapter 7. You see that we get the same response, and I think this is the good practice. This one. To use this kind of method, I think it's the one of the good practice you can use. So let's
Okay.
go here. And another thing is we're going to see, yeah, all of this we talked about it, unless you have the question. No question?
No, no.
Let's continue. So your first hacker script, you're going to do our first hacking script. Now you have some basics on bash scripting skills. Let's move slightly to advanced and real world application you can do while you are hacking. Let's say you are going to hack any kind of system, but it has to be ethical, right? You are in grow team or red team of the company. Let's see how you can implement it. Before you continue, you need to become familiar and simple yet essential tools. Of course, in this kind of this script, where does it go? In this script, you can write
Yeah.
a simple command like let's add the ls. Simple as this. Let's put like ls like this. Let's save it
Mm.
and let's execute this one. Yeah, you see that it first listed what we have in class.
No.
Means that you can put other kind of another kinds of commands there, so maybe you can automate them according to what you want to perform.
All right.
So let's continue. So do you know what nmap is?
Nmap is used to scan IP addresses.
Yeah, you are scanning for what? Let's say you are scanning the IP address. What are you scanning?
to see the posts that are open or posts that are running.
Okay. So for example, let's create like the simplest the simplest program to scan like an IP address. But for example here, our task, we are going to create like this simple scanner in bash script. Means that the way I'm going to do it is that we are going to ask the user input, right? What IP address you want to scan.
Mm.
And then after that, he can specify like also like a specific port he want to scan. And after all of that, we execute it. Let's create like a simple scanner. Let's create a new one. Let's use run scanner.sh. What I will do, it's calling our interpreter, and I'll call bin bash. And what can I write? Of course, I have to like a Chrome enter the IP you want to scan. No, let's call it like let's put like the target, enter the target IP. Simple as this. And after we read the target, simple as this. And after we do the target, can we do like a specific port for scanning if any specific port is open?
Yeah, because scanning everything will take a very long time, right?
Yeah, let's ask for the user what kind of port. Let's put like Chrome enter the target port. So and then we read port. After that, that's where we are going to execute our nmap. Our nmap command means that we nmap port and we call the port the user entered. And after that, after you put the port, you put like the target, right?
Yeah. So you put the port and you put the target.
And I think the best practice is to save our output into like the file. But let's first execute this, save it, and let's give it permission. But we can use bash scanner sh target IP. Let me target this computer IP.
I was able to do the work.
Yeah, you have done it.
The only thing I not this management I have not separated because I was checking for a specific video on how to do that, but I didn't find it. And for how the last part of it, I think it's all about this thing scripting.
Yes.
Yeah, but I was able to SSH to from WSL to the virtual machine.
Okay, let's scan this IP. Not pasting, right? But I hope I still remember it. 168.43.8 and the port is port 80 if it's open. So you see that it's our first port scanner is now working. You see that we got it, it's open on this and it even if give us like the MAC address. Yeah, it's open. So need things. So I hope now you understand how it
Yeah.
works, and you can see that all of these, they are annoying to see, like this kind of output. Like here, let's try to add like the way we can save it into like an output file. Let's say we do like, let's add another option called, I think, on, and I can put like can you call it like the output.txt, and after that we why
The,
did I
the,
print? I like Python, that's why. So and I tell the user that to do what?
you see your file has been saved.
Check
Oh, but anyway, that would be very long.
your
Anyway.
result inside output.txt.
Mm.
We make it into output.txt.
But
Simple as
for
that.
the is it how it is?
Yeah,
The on put
yeah,
like,
it's like that.
oh,
Let's save it, enter, and let's execute it again. My IP .6.3.8 and the port want to scan it. Port 80. Still showing me those annoying results. So, but let's check. Let's check if it's even if created
it's fine.
the output. Let's cut it output dot txt. Yeah, you can see that we got the response, so that you can go back, you analyze it back later. So let's clear that. So let's get back here, and you have seen that we have managed to create our first scanner, and here we can improve our scanner, right? Here I want to adapt the script to make it applicable more just like local network. This script will be easier, like adding functionality. Yeah, I think all of this we added it, because as you can see right here, we didn't implemented any kind of the user input on this first example. And here on improving the scanner, once they just added, it's what we have done, right?
Yeah.
Enter the IP address, the port you want to scan, the nmap, scan the port, and also output into like the file, and they cut it. So I hope that's it. But here let's see what this note is trying to tell us. Note, the name of the variable is irrelevant, but best practice is not use variable name that helps you to remind that the variable it holds. Means that you have to, if you create like a variable like this, like fast IP, means that you have to call fast IP as you have even if named it. If it's
Mm-hmm.
capital, call the capital, right? And best practice, if it's like the fast IP, of course, you have to call the variable like it's the fast IP, not like you call the variable A. What's the meaning of the A? Because it's going to confuse you if you try to develop something big.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's continue. I think those are what they are trying to do. They executed it. And here we have the common built-in bash commands. Here it will have like this one return zero or true, and this one execute shell script, this background break, seeding, continue, echo, evaluate, execute the following command by creating those processes, export. Some of those commands which are built in, of course, those are the our familiar commands we use when you are interacting with the shell, our terminal in other words. You can go, you read them, you mask, anisette, wait. So in summary, scripting is essential skill for any hacker or a system administrator. It enables you to automate tasks that would normally take you hours of your time, right? Because you can see that
Mm-hmm.
it can save you time. Instead of writing all of those scripts, you can simply do what? Run this. Simple as that.
Yes.
And I
So
think yeah, continue.
it's like you are just doing it one time, and any other time you want to use it, just get back to it.
Of course. And I've seen that how you can export it to like the fast variable so that you can call it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Let's clear that. So I hope that here we have some exercises, and we have another kind of chapter which is compressing and archiving. So before we jump on that chapter, I hope I have the good crash course for bash script. Let me try to see where I can find it. Bash script. Here it's right here. For from this person called Zaira Hira. Yeah, I hope we can go through all of this, and then today we will focus on only like bash script, because I've seen that in this book they just made like a small summary.
Yeah.
So the introduction, I think we have done it. It's for automation and portability. It's also flexible and accessibility and debugging. It's easy to debug. This is like the overview. So here it's how to get started with the bash script. Running bash command from the command line, as mentioned earlier, you enter command pass to this $sign. That's where you can execute commands. So, and other thing, we have some commands. I've seen that they have options and arguments.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, if you execute this command of date, it's going to display like the current date and time, pwd, the working directory, echo you have done it. And what does this man do? Man command.
uh, man just show you how that how that that command you want to run, how it is the rightful way to use it, or what can be done. If for example, if you say ls man or man ls, either way, I don't know, one of the way it work, and you'll be able to they will explain lengthily about the ls command and what all of those things they can do, ls can do.
Yeah, that's good. It's like manual guide.
Mm.
So how to create the bash script? Of course, you have to give it .sh extension and also call the interpreter of shebang. We have seen it. And
Mm-hmm.
also we can run this which what does this which command help us?
uh which which I'm coming, which gave you like or tells you which user are you.
No. So what does who am I do? Like we are doing which bash.
Okay, I'm forgetting which.
Let's do like uh which bash. It's going to, you can see the output. You can see that it tells you where the bash binary is.
Oh yeah, to find. Okay. Yeah, you find out of, yeah.
Okay, let's continue. Here is how we are going to create our bash script. We have seen all of that. Like uh, here we are going to create this first bash script. Is like to prompt user to enter the path and list the content inside that path. For example, here we are going to do we are going to, of course, display the date. Today we are on this date, and we also we ask the user the path we want to list what's inside it. So and we echo your path have following files and we ls the path.
Arnold, is it possible that you zoom in a little bit, please?
So like this.
Yeah. Mm.
So as you can see here, I'm going to create the simple bash script which takes like the user input. The user is going to paste like a path directory and then we list what's inside that path directory.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you are going to do. So let's come here. We create like let's call it no list .sh. So first step is calling the interpreter in bash. So first let's echo today. So let's do that way. So echo. So but here we have to put like this kind of in case like the user copied the whole path, like for example, let me show you the path which include this kind of backslash. Is it
Mm.
backslash?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
that's
was.
also they'll be able to be. So we do like those new line and also enter the directory path. Simple as that. So, and also we do what? I forgot. And after we read the path, and after we display the path, so we are going to do read path, and after we echo, let's echo like your path include following files like this, and after that we can execute ls and we call our variable called simple as that. Let's say let me use bash to run it. Yeah, why does it control C, and let's call this as the variable coordinate. There we are on. Yeah, let's call it as the variable. Yes. Oh, no way. It's in like, how do they call those kind of stuff? Back tick. So see that you have to clear this and let me use this back tick control save. Yeah, you see now we are able to retrieve the dent. So let's grab this path, let's copy it there. You see that the moment I I entered the path, it automatically listed what's inside there. Let's try to list it and yeah, I see that that's the file we have there. Emmanuel,
Yeah,
were you here?
my machine crashed. I just joined with my phone. I don't know.
Just crashed.
Mm.
So let's get back, but let me go back to the code. I showed you how I implemented it. First you call the interpreter, and then we displayed like the date of the day. Of course it have to be the one we see, and I asked the user to insert the directory path one to list, and also it's going to list what are the file inside that directory by using this ls command. Simple command we use. So, and let's execute our bash script. Let me do bash and paste my path. See that the moment I paste it, it's going to list all files inside it, because even if I do like this what you see that we have only those files.
Okay.
So let's continue. Where is my bash script? Let's take diaper look. I'm displaying the same, and also after I execute it, by this date you have to use the backticks, because I've seen by calling it as the variable is not working. And after you give it permission to be executable, see that they use UGO concept. I think you still remember it. And here is the output being executed, and you see like what's the files we have. So here is how to comment in bash scripting. Like let's say you want, once the comment in program, can you tell me what is a comment?
Is to something that you don't want to be executed.
Yeah, simple as that. That's good answer. So of course you use this one. Can you see it? It's the
Yep.
handcart comment. Because
Yeah.
even if you are dealing with the configuration files, you see that many of them they are commented. If you want to enable it, you just remove that.
That has. Yeah.
Yeah, we are going to see what are variables and data types in bash script. Variables let you store data. You can use variables to read and access and manipulate data through your script. You can save the data inside the variable, and you can access it from the variable and edit it from the variable. For example, you can create a variable called like a country called, let's call it Rwanda. Simple. Let me try to do this. I hope we have done it. Let's create like a country variable which is equal to Rwanda. See, it's created. If I want to call it, but here we are not in bash script. I've only typed country. Mine not found. Let me call it country. You see that it gave me what's inside, what data I just inserted inside this variable. Let's clear it. So here is how you can assign it. Another thing, you can assign the variable to another variable. For example, let's do like simple bash script. Let's do nano variables. Let's like this. Bin bash. Bin bash, and also let's create like a variable called country equals to 1. So I can create another one called like name, and name will be equal to the country, like that. So let's output the name. Let's do a name. Yes, enter. Let's do like bash variables dot sh. You see that we got Rwanda.
Yeah.
Means that you see how you can change it. That's why they try to give us. And here we have rules how you can name your variables. The variable have to always start with the letter or the underscore. The variable name can contain letters, numbers, and underscore, but have to first start with either letter or the underscore, not a number. A variable
Okay.
name are case sensitive. You cannot write the country like the country with the capital C and you call the country with the lowercase c.
Yeah.
Those are two different variables. So variable cannot contain spaces because the interpreter is going to get confused. The best practices if you want to implement spaces, you have to use like this underscore, or you use Pascal naming rule. For example, you cannot create a variable like uh, first name like this. Those are two different variables. If you want to create it like this, you can use underscore. This is one variable because this underscore is going to join them. Or you can use this Pascal naming rule by only putting this the second word start with the capital. So let's continue. Avoid using reversed keywords like if, then, else, and fi on and so variables name. So and other thing, here we have example of valid example of how you can declare a variable. This is good example, right? And here it's like the invalid one, create variable looks like one, even if including the hyphen. Have you heard the story, Emmanuel?
Yeah.
Have you heard the story? There is once a space project. The space project lost of around like $19 million because of the hyphen inside their codes. I don't know if they forgot it or if they put it where it wasn't supposed to be, but that's the one of the cases. So here is how you can input and output. We have seen it. Output, of course, you have to use echo, and input you have to read.
Okay.
Here we have example. What's your name? We have done this example before. So reading from file. For example, if you want to read some content from the file, this code can read line from the file. That let's say we have like the file code like the inputs or the outputs. If you want to read it line by line, you will simply like do while, means that you are going to read to loop it. Means that while you are reading each line of that input.txt, do you are going to output each line, and then you see that this is going to take the file inside, is going to input this file inside our code. Simple as that. So we can try it. So I hope here we have the file. Let's try to read this one. Let's do like sudo nano. Let me call it reader.sh. Let me call my bin bin bash, and after I call it, what are we going to do? I'm going to put it in while loop while we are reading the line. Do what? Echo Emmanuel. So and then we do done, and we do like
are you supposed to put done there?
of course output dot txt. Yeah, I hope it's correct. So let's execute it. Bash dot reader dot sh. Yeah, you see that it's reading our file.
Mm.
Let me try to zoom out. You see that it's able to display line by line. So, but here you can advance it by asking the user input, or you can add the option or the argument. We're going to see it. Yeah, here we got it, the arguments. For example, let's say this is the first argument, the second argument. Let's try to implement it on our reader.sh. For example, let's say we want user to put any kind of file he wants, so that we are not going to set it inside our codes. How I'm going to do it, I will do $1 means that is the first argument. If it's $2, it's the second argument. If it's $3, means that is the third argument. So let me save this as enter. So what I can do is now I can execute my reader, but I have to put the argument there. If I paste it, you see that now it's reading any kind of file. Let's try to read the scanner, what is inside the scanner. So let's do this. Yeah, it's going to execute twice. It's not going to read it, but I hope you are understanding the logic behind the argument. Emmanuel, are you there? Hello?
Yep, yep.
So
I
I hope,
switch back.
yeah, I
Yeah,
hope,
you.
okay, go on.
Yeah, no. I saying I switched back from the phone to the computer. That's why the microphone muted. I didn't know.
Okay, but I hope you understood the concept of the arguments.
Yeah.
Let's try to add one more argument on this kind of reader. Let's say after this, let's put like have to echo the second argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's save it. So if I do this and I put the second argument as the name Emmanuel and I execute it, you see that Emmanuel is displayed now.
Okay.
That's
Even
what,
though it's being worked, but the second
even
argument is still there.
yeah, that's the argument. You can make it up to the whatever argument you want to pass them. Those are like the outputs. Of course, if you want to append something inside the file, I think this we have seen it on the card.
Mm-hmm.
You can create like this small program, um, but no way. This is kind of simple. You can do it. So here, those are like basics command. Of course, cd current directory, ls listing, mkdir to create directory, to touch, create file, rm remove. I hope all of these you are familiar with them.
Yeah, except for PS. What is PS?
Which
Display
one?
information.
PS.
Oh, yeah, the process that is running. Okay.
So now we are on conditional statements.
If else.
If else. Conditional statement, expression that produces the Boolean result, either true or false, are called conditions. It's going to give us 1 or 0. It's going to give
Sorry.
us, these kind of conditions, they are going to give us only like two possible outputs, true or false, or 0 or 1 in binary.
Okay.
So we have several conditions like if the condition is this, if else, and if else if else, which is stressing. Like here is the syntax how you can write the condition, like if, and you put the condition inside here, the semicolon, and you do then. This then means that what's next after this condition meet, and then you write your code here. You display something what else. It's like another option. If the first condition doesn't meet, check the second one. If it meets the second one, elif, display something. And after all of these two conditions doesn't meet, display this as the default and you close your condition. For example, we can use we have another logical operators like and. If you want to type like and, you do a. If you want to type or, you do this -0. For example, here we are checking condition like to see if the variable a is greater than, this means that is greater than 60, and the variable b is less than 100. We can display something. For example, let's create a bash script using those conditions to check if the input number is positive or negative or it's 0. Let's create that. So let's jump to our terminal. Let me use nano. How can we call this program? Num check sh. So I have to call this
bin/bash.
So, and first I will ask user to input the number like echo.
We added echo again.
Oh, thank you. Echo, please enter your number. So, as when you enter the number, we read the number. Read now. Let's call it read now. And what you are going to do, we are going to check these conditions. These three conditions. If the number is greater than 0, then we show the user the number
Positive.
is what is positive.
Positive.
And if the number is less than 0, means that it's negative. After all of this doesn't do what? Doesn't meet, we do the number, of course it have to be 0, right? So let's jump here to our program. Let's do uh, if the $sign num is greater than 0, we put that and we do like, let me put them here. Then we can do like echo we call the num and the number is positive and of course let me call the num here, display the actual number the user inputted. And after that's our first condition. Is it if the norm is less than 0, then we do what? We
Print
output
negative, echo negative.
echo num is negative. So, and what's the third condition? Else
Yes.
else do we echo check your number. Maybe the user inputted the character. No, the number is have to be 0, right? Number is 0. Yeah, and after that we have to close our condition. Yeah, I hope simple as that. Our first condition, we are going to input the number. We check this one, and so let's save that. So let's do like bash num check .sh, enter your number. Let's enter 5. Syntax error. We have this error. Line 14. Yes, let's limit this to we just output was done. So num check 5. Yeah, why is it showing to me like the number is 0? It's yeah. Please enter the number. Number is greater than if yeah, I hope it's right. Then we do that. L I'm not seeing any kind of error. Maybe is it problem of how we arranged our codes? I don't think so. on line 7 and line 10. Let me go back and check. Come on. It looks perfect. Slow mouse. Now check. Search. So let me copy this because it looks the same. Maybe it's an error of the positioning. How we will position this kind of stars. I don't see these codes, they look the same, but the problem might be like somewhere we positioned at where. Let's execute it. Number. Yeah, 5 is positive. This one is running perfect. Let's put 0. The number is 0. That's how you can check the conditions.
Okay.
So let's clear. Let's continue. So here is the output. Test code. The number is positive. Here is looping. How you can loop. Let's say here we are going to start with this while loop. This while loop check for condition and loop until the condition remains true.
Okay.
Means that if you have like the condition is true, the program is going to keep executing. For example, here, if you do like this and we declare this variable equals to I, and we do like while this variable I, which is equal to 1, is less than 10, do echo is going to display this variable and taking the I plus 1. Means that's going to display 1, 2, 3 up to 10. Let's save our time. Copy that. Let's do like sudo while let me do now while.sh. Let's paste that there. This number is like taking I equals to I plus 1. You are incrementing.
Okay.
So let's execute that. So let's do like bash while sh. See, it displayed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10. Clear that. So let's continue at the same. For loop, just like while loop, allow you to execute statement for a specific number of times each loop. If let's say you are going to iterate something, you want to execute command like 5 times. You see that here you can do like for I in, this is the range. Means that you can even remove this 5, you put like 10. It's going to display from 1 up to
1.
10 number.
Yeah.
So you can do this power up your can we do that real quick?
My machine is slow. I don't know if I can do a screenshot and send to you. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, no problem. Let's continue. But here you can see like uh, the output. This is the range. Let's try to copy this. So let me change that kind of range for you to understand. Let me do like nano 4.sh. Paste that to save our time. So let's do x. No, let me do c. Let's put like 20 and I save it. I call bash for.sh. You see it's going to display from 1 up to 20. It's going to iterate. So another thing is case statements, which comes as the savior from the conditions. In bash, case statements are used to compare the given value given the list of the pattern and execute the block of code based on the first person pattern. Let's say, for example, here is how the switch statement, case statement looks like, which is the switch in the environment. So here you declare, you define the case in the pattern. If it's this pattern matches this pattern one, the codes right here they're going to be executed. If it's the pattern two, the codes here they're going to be executed. And if the pattern 3 matches, the code from the pattern 3 is going. And this asterisk means that if all of this pattern doesn't match, it's going to execute this one, which is like the default, and you just end it. So for example, here for example, let's do like this one to check if the apple is the red fruit, or let's say we have this variable called fruit, and the case we are going to pass this fruit as expression. So if the pattern is apple, we are going to do like this is red fruit. If it's banana, it's going to do this is yellow. If it's orange, it's going to display this is orange fruit. Are you understanding this concept?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this real quick. Let's do like nano case.sh. I simply paste that and do like bash case.sh. It's going to execute banana, it's a red fruit, but here we can change it by doing what? We can change it by asking for the user input, echo enter the fruit. To check, let's check for the let's check if we pass something which is not inside the pattern. Let's read the fruit.
Fruit.
Enter the fruit, echo again. So let's do which one? Tell me the fruit.
Yeah. Yeah, I've used apple, banana. That's just orange.
Orange. Orange is inside there. Let's do like pineapple. No, no, I have to execute it. No,
Pineapple.
like this. Unknown fruit.
Pineapple is in the code.
No, it's not in the code. That's why you're going to receive this unknown because doesn't meet any kind of pattern here.
Okay.
Because you see, like the orange you suggested was inside. And other thing I've seen is that you can see that here there is no kind of the interpretable code,
Yeah.
and the program is still running.
Mm-hmm.
You know
What?
why? Because you can see that it have this kind of extension.
Dot sh.
It's going to give it the permission to be executed as. But if I do, I put that that if I call that bin bash interpreter, I'm seeing that we were getting the error that even if this echo is being displayed. So if I do it again, if I do it again, so what's happening? So let's do no. Oh no, echo is why? This was confusing me. Hey, and you can do like the all night debugging why this echo is coming. You didn't know that it's right in the middle of your code. Yeah, this is the case. This extension is giving it because the Linux is cares more about like the file extensions.
Okay. So add the extension. What? So what if you call the interpreter and you do not put
.sh
the yeah.
is not going to be executed because
Okay.
if you make it like .txt, it's going to treat it as the text file.
All right.
So that's it. How to schedule the script by using this cron. So for example, to schedule the script to run, you can see that this cron tab, it's I think it's built into like Linux, which is going to help us to schedule. So it's temporary PID. I think it's cron tab. Yeah, you see now it's open. I can schedule something there. So
Okay.
you see that if you want to schedule like a script to be executed, you see that you can have this kind of asterisk. This stars star 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 star. This one represent a minute. This first one.
Mm-hmm.
This second one represent an hour. The third one represents a day. The fourth represent a month. And the last one represent like the weekdays. For example, if you want to schedule your script to run every day, means that you can put like, if you want your script to run every midnight every day, means that you are going to put like this 00, and you see that it will be having only this kind of like day, hour and day, I think so, and it's going to be executed every midnight. If you do this backslash
Okay.
it's going to run script every 5 minutes.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello?
Yes, Emmanuel.
Hello? No, I was not getting you.
But now you can hear me.
Yeah, yeah.
What I was trying to tell you is here how you can schedule by using these cron jobs. You remember jobs, their background processes, right? They're important.
Yeah.
So if you do like this 00 and the path of the script you want to execute means that you're going to execute it every midnight. If you do backslash, you're going to specify like the minutes, like 5 minutes. You can make it after every 3 minutes. This script is going to be executed, and this can run each every 6 a.m. from Monday to Friday. Yeah,
Okay.
because here I'll be seeing that you have this is the hour, the day, I mean the hour and the days, and you have the minutes is a 0. So why do we need to schedule the script to run? You can ask yourself, why do I need this?
We need to schedule scripts because, like, usually, if you want some things to be backup and you want to save something just for security purposes, you need to schedule them
Okay,
or
thank you.
to lessen your work, to make your work easy. For example, you are doing something every day, you are supposed to do this thing, you can just schedule it to run.
Yeah, that's good example. So here's how you can use this cron tab utility. If you want to see like the list are already scheduled or something which are already scheduled, you can do like cron tab, and you do L. It's going to list what are scheduled. You see now we don't have any kind of cron tab there. If I want to add, I'll do like E, which means like to edit. So I can scroll down here. Here is where I can add my cron tab. Here we have the good example like every week 5 a.m. I can do this kind of backup. I can toolbar this inside this home. It's
Oh,
not like running any kind of script. You can run another commands. Are you understanding that concept? So down here is where you copy and you paste what you want to schedule to be run. So how to debug and troubleshoot. Debugging and troubleshooting are essential skills for bash scripter. If you are doing any kind of scripting, you need to know how you can debug them. So if you add this set X option into it, like your bash script, which is the most useful technique for debugging bash script, lets you give you like those options to debug. Like you can do like before you start your bash script, you can do set X so that bash script they be down this set X, which is going to enable debugging more. So and other things we have, those are like exit codes. Emmanuel.
yeah.
So we are on this exit code.
Mm-hmm.
When bash script encounter any kind of error, it sets an exit code that terminates the nature of the error. It stops. You can check the exit code of the most recent by using this $?
Okay.
A value of 0 indicates success while the other one indicates like 0. For example, you can put it here. If you have the error, if it's the error, it gets like the exit code. It's going to give you like the error encounter. You see here is the condition to see if the exit code is equal to 0. Is not equal to
All right.
0. I Let me see, this name means what? This kind of in bash script. Let me see what does that mean. Uh, say they are giving me like bash script. Here there is another kind of cheat sheet for the bash script. You see here on this cheat sheet we have a lot of examples and simple ideas how you can interact with the bash script. So let me see what's that. Uh, but it's not equal to 0. Yeah, I remember that. This one.
All right.
So using echo statements. Another useful technique for debugging script is inserting echo statement through your code. This can help you to identify where you have the errors. So you can
All
do
right.
like you can echo the variable you created and so that you see what is raising errors. Use set E option if you want to exit immediately when the bash script fails. You can set E. So troubleshooting cruns by verifying logs. You can troubleshoot cruns by verifying like each program have its log files. You can go right here and these logs you can try to see what's being happened, what have been being executed. If you have scheduled something, you want to see if it's running or not running, failed, you can go into like this system log and you can see what's being what have been done. So by conclusion, in this article we started how to access terminal and then run some basic bash commands. We also studied what bash is, and we briefly looked on at branching the code using groups condition. Yeah, so I want you to make like here it's the video you can go you watch on YouTube, which is the crash course. So and other thing is that I want you to tell me what you have studied from here. Tell me why do you see that you need this bash script as a cybersecurity engineer or a
We need bash script because firstly you will be able to, you need bash script because you will be able to customize what you want, number one, like to make it the way you want it to be. And bash script also save time, and bash script save time, so customization and to save time and make work easy, because make work easy is the next time you are coming back you are not going to write that whole thing again. So now it's like an easy job. So someone that has stayed on in the field will take them less time to do something than someone that is just coming, because once I have done it before and I have it saved, I can just go back to it, execute it, like to just change the IP address, change to some basic comments. So I will not stay long on or work than someone that have not done it before and are writing from scratch.
Okay, that's good. That's good answer. That's good answer though. So thank you for today and see you on Monday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your time, Mr. Emmanuel.
Thank you too. Thank you for today. Thank you very much.